Have you ever loved someone so deeply you would have rebuilt the world just to see them smile, only to find out they'd already handed your heart to someone else behind your back? My name is Ethan and this is my story. Welcome to Breakup, Cheater, where betrayal doesn't end with heartbreak. It ends with silence sharper than any scream. If you believe in second chances, or if you don't, hit subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's the worst betrayal you've ever faced? Let's begin with the night everything changed. The birthday that broke me. It was supposed to be a celebration. My 40th birthday. A milestone I had quietly looked forward to, not because of gifts or parties, but because I thought I'd made it. Built something real. Family. Home. Legacy. The dining room glowed with soft amber lights. I'd set the table myself, carefully folding linen napkins, polishing silverware until they gleamed like mirrors. A rich chocolate fudge cake waited in the center, 10 candles flickering, one for each year I'd spent raising my daughter Mia as best I could. I wasn't expecting a parade. Just a thank you. Kind word. Maybe a toast. Instead, Mia's voice cut through the air like a blade. "You're nobody," she sneered, her friends' laughter bubbling behind her like poison. "All you do is fix toilets." I looked at her, my little girl now grown cold, and saw nothing familiar in her eyes. And then my wife, Camille lifted her wine glass with a smirk and said something I will never forget. "It's time, Ethan. You were always temporary." I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I stood up, my knees surprisingly steady. I walked to our bedroom, grabbed one duffel bag and left. By midnight I was on the freeway. The city lights shrank in my rearview mirror, replaced by darkness, and a question that gnawed at me. How did I miss the signs? I met Camille when I was 22. I was a quiet dreamer with a toolbox in one hand and ambition in the other. She was the creative spark, an interior designer with sketches of cozy homes, sunlit nurseries, and curated happiness. I dreamed, built. She'd imagine the house. I'd wire the lights. She'd draw the vision. I'd lay the bricks. When Mia was born, I was the one who held her first. Her tiny body nestled against the calloused hands of a man who had nothing but love to give. I vowed to give her everything I never had. Stability, opportunity, and an unwavering presence. I thought love meant sacrifice. Missed dinners, double shifts, hands that never stayed clean. I didn't realize that to Camille, love had an expiration date. She stopped saying we and started saying me. Camille's late nights became routine. Her excuses, paper thin. Receipts for dinners I didn't attend piled in her purse. Mia, once my shadow, began calling me Ethan, not Dad. Her hugs were replaced with sighs, her words tinged with disdain. I should have asked questions. But I didn't. That's not how I operate. Listen. Watch. I wait. And one night, while rummaging for aspirin in Camille's purse, I found a second phone. One I hadn't bought. The screen lit up. James. Tables booked for 2. Can't wait to see you smile again. There were photos. His arm around her. Her smile wider than I'd seen in years. I didn't confront her. Instead, I remembered the one thing I was always good at. Fixing systems under pressure. I moved into my cousin's spare room. It was small and quiet, and I used that silence to think. Plan. Revenge, I learned, is like plumbing, you don't force it. You find the cracks, apply pressure, and let the whole thing collapse on its own. I started pulling threads. Camille had forged my signature to drain our savings into a separate account. I reported the fraud with a packet of evidence. Time-stamped screenshots, signature comparisons, and bank statements. The bank froze everything within hours. Camille and James had gotten clever, or so they thought. His 3 restaurants were registered under her name to dodge taxes. But public records told the real story. Unpaid debts, hidden income, paper trails leading to buried accounts. I organized every document, color-coded and indexed, and sent it anonymously to the IRS. Audits landed like thunder. One restaurant closed. Then another. Every overtime paycheck, every bonus, every sleepless night. I'd built a fund for Mia. It was supposed to unlock when she turned 25. I revised the terms. She could only access it by proving she was independent. No support from Camille. No handouts. If she wanted to mock the man who built her future, she could try building her own. There was one clip, just one, that said it all. James and Camille in our kitchen laughing, plotting, calling me the idiot handyman as they outlined plans to bleed me dry. I uploaded it to a secure server and emailed the link to Camille's firm, an elite design agency known for zero tolerance on scandal. She was fired within 48 hours. Reputation incinerated. I invited them to dinner. One last conversation for closure. We met at James' flagship restaurant. Camille wore emerald green, her victory color. I handed her an envelope. Inside, copies of everything. Bank fraud, tax evasion, screenshots, video stills. Their faces went pale. You were right, I said calmly. I was temporary. But my silence wasn't. Before I left, I told James to check his kitchen staff. One of them had been wired. Health department's on speed dial, I said. You're welcome. And then I walked out. I didn't look back. I didn't go back to plumbing. I started a business consulting firm for small shops and family-run businesses, helping them spot financial leaks before they lost everything. Took off fast. My hands, once rough from fixing sinks, now signed contracts and secured futures. 6 months later, Mia left a voicemail. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't know. I didn't understand. Maybe she meant it. Maybe not. I didn't call back. Forgiveness is earned, not owed. Camille spiraled. James vanished. Mia stayed silent. And me kept building. I journaled every day. Not to vent, but to remember. Who I was. Who I became. Because I'm not a fixer of pipes anymore. Fix legacies. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have walked away, screamed, or stayed silent like I did? Drop your story in the comments. We read every one. Hit subscribe for more true stories where betrayal doesn't get the last word. This is Breakup, Cheater, where pain becomes power. And silence becomes justice.